All right, week 3 of the Zedia Network's football gambling show. Some big games this weekend. SEC football is back. We're getting some more clarity on everything going on with the NFL. I'm Andrew Zoldan. I'm joined by two awesome guests today. First, we got Jack Parodi. He hosts Ducks on the Pond, the Zedia Network's MLB podcast. And we got Joey Mulinaro from Barstool Sports, legendary impressionist, but that's about one of 8,000,000 things he does, so you definitely want to check him out. We got a great show today. Joey, Jack, welcome.
Thanks, buddy. Good to be here.
We got lined up. We got 2 college football picks, 2 NFL picks. We got our parlay that's going to make you lots of money. We got our Hailmary money line, which isn't, not necessarily Hailmary because it's not like we're going to take Citadel over Clemson. And then we got your Monday Night Football game. And this week's Monday Night Football game, Chiefs-Ravens, maybe one of the most anticipated regular season NFL games ever. You think that's a little much to say that?
Week 3, maybe tough, but still nonetheless very big. Yes, very big.
I think it's important to, kind of talk about what we're all rocking. I got a nice suit coat, make it classy.
Yep.
Rocking my Mizzou jersey because we're kicking off this weekend against Bama. Not my Hail Mary moneyline pick. Jack, what are you rocking today?
Got a little Sammy Sosa Cubs jersey. Got a big week ahead of us. Got to clinch the division. Then, get rolling from there.
Joey?
I love it, Jack. Yeah, actually, so I didn't move to New York, but I did move into a new apartment, and so my jackets and everything are awry. So I have my Bad News U, shout out Dom Frederick, Director of Morale for the Cubs. Rocking that. I agree with Jack. Got to win the division, and then keeping it classy with a little wine for y'all, a little red Cabernet Sauvignon.
We love to see it. So, Joe, since this is your first time here, we'll let Jack kick it off. You can kind of see how this rolls. So, Jack, let's hear college football pick from you, number 1.
All right. Figured first pick, we got to go. I love overs. I know Barstool's doing the whole club overs thing right now. Figured this would be a good time to bet. Mississippi State, LSU. You got Mike Leach, Coach O, 2 offensive wizards. I know there's no Burrow, Edwards-Helaire, Jefferson, Jamar Chase at LSU. They've got some dudes out there still. It'll be interesting to see how Mike Leach's air raid offense fares in the SEC, especially the SEC West. But I think they're going to be able to make every offense. I mean, he's been able to make every offense he's had pop off. I mean, he's got, Gardner Minshew, Luke Falk, all these dudes in there at Washington State. So I really like the over 55.5 for that one. I really don't know what to expect from LSU this year, honestly. But I know they've still got some dudes out there from last year and from what they've recruited the last couple of years. So I got faith.
Yes.
All right, Joey, we know you're kind of our resident LSU fan on today's episode. What do you think about LSU overall?
I love it. I'm going to stick with this game, and I'm taking the Tigers minus 16.5. I think it's going to be a big showing for Miles Brennan. I think he's ready. I've talked to him. I know he's ready. And I think LSU's to the point now, like Jack was saying, they don't rebuild, they reload. So I really think that from the people they brought in, from the guys that they have left over from last year, I think that they'll be able to put a pretty solid beat down on a welcoming to Mike Leach into the SEC.
So I'm staying away from the SEC for my picks today. My first one, I got a couple of teams that have already played this season. Jack, you know how big I am on Army. I got Army and Cincy over 44.5. And let me tell you why. I think Army's going to score.
I like that a lot.
I think Army's going to score 15 to 22 points against Cincy, and I think Cincy can put up 30+. And right there, that's your over. I think this is an easy over 44.5. Army Cincy. I actually think it's a game that could be closer than people think, just because you never know what you're going to get. The day before, we could get a COVID scare or something like that. But I'm just sticking with the over, not messing with the points. Army Cincy over 44.5.
Army's been good to me so far this college football season. So you're not picking them to win, but I like any bet involving Army. Yeah.
Me too. They were my first ever Zedia gambling show lock of the week. Was Army week 1 or week 2.
I like Cincy, though, a lot, too, this year. I feel like they're like the dark horse kind of American team that can make a run to the college football playoff. It's a weird year, so who the hell knows?
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Joey, we'll swing it back to you. College football pick number 2.
Love it. I'm going to go I'm not going to put myself in the over club here with this one. I'm going for Louisville Pitt under 55. From what I've seen from Pitt, I'm not impressed at all. I don't think they'll put up a lot of points. I think Louisville, even if they get to, in the 30s, I don't think Pitt's going to put up a lot at all. I feel pretty confident about this one going under 55. Louisville Pitt. It's an early kickoff at Heinz Field. The games that Pitt has played have just been nasty so far. I like under 55 for that one.
All right, I'll go second, then Jack, you can finish off. My second game, I like Iowa State -2.5. They're playing TCU. They lost a terrible game to start the year, and that's why I think that they're going to come out and win this game and be like, hey, we actually should have been ranked where we were. We actually are the real deal. That was kind of a fluke. So I'm going Iowa State -2.5. I think TCU is still not ready to get back to, the TCU that our kind of age of people are used to. So I think TCU struggles this year, and the struggles start with their first game of the year against Iowa State. Even though it's a loss that Iowa State started off the season, they've played a game this year, and that cannot be taken for granted in this weird college football year. So I got Iowa State -2.5 as my second college football game. And I'm going to go first here with NFL. Oh, wait, actually, Jack, you didn't say yours. Jack,
come on, boy. Jesus Christ.
I'm getting really excited. That's a little spoiler. Joey, you'll see why I'm excited. Jack, you go.
I love it.
Second college football team.
All right. Yeah, thanks for passing me up. All right, so we got, as me and Zoldan, a couple Mizzou grads, we love our Tigers. They're going to get absolutely steamrolled by Bama this week. And I got Bama -27.5. I think Bama wins by 5-6 touchdowns. It's going to be a rough start to the Eliad Drinkwitz era in Columbia, Missouri. I think Mizzou's down like 12 players or something like that, too. They still don't know who's going to start at quarterback between Bazalek and Robinson. They're starting a freshman at corner. I know he's good, but it's like, dude, if you're starting a freshman corner against Bama and you got all these dudes on offense that are inexperienced, you don't know who's going to be your quarterback. I don't think Mizzou scores 10 points. I think Bama scores at least 45 or something like that. So I think this is, it's going to be rough to watch. I'm going to watch the whole thing Saturday, but it's going to suck.
Good for you, man.
Joe, you look like you got something to say about that.
No, I tried and true for you. I love that you're going to watch it anyways. It's great. What a terrible draw for game number 1 for you guys, right?
Have you seen the start to that schedule Mizzou has this year? They got LSU 2 weeks after. I think they got Georgia a couple weeks after that. They got Florida mixed in there somewhere.
They play the top 4 teams in the SEC.
Yeah, it's at LSU too. I know that. That's why I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So Caroline Fenton, who hosts the Southeastern podcast on the Zedia Network, episode 1 came out today. She had a great line today. She said, Mizzou has more players out because of COVID than points they'll score. And I think they've got between 7 to 10 guys out. And I think if that was Barstool can make up some prop bets. So if they could throw that on the Barstool Sportsbook, Mizzou scores less points than players they have out for COVID, I would take the under for Mizzou points.
I love that. I'll text Dave and see what we can do on that one.
Exactly. All right, we'll move on to NFL. My first NFL pick, Joey, you're not going to like it. You might agree with me, but you're definitely not going to like it. All right? The Texans had a tough draw to start the season. Chiefs and Ravens. That's a tough draw. On the other end, your beloved Steelers had a very easy draw. Looked okay against the Giants. Did not look very good against Drew Lockless Broncos. All right? I don't think the Texans start 0-3. Deshaun Watson is going to will that team to victory. My first pick is Texans +4, and I'm probably going to take it for the money line. But you non-risk takers at home, you can get the +4. Maybe it's only a field goal that they lose by.
I'm going to hop in here, and I'm going to take my first NFL pick, which is the Steelers -3.5, -4, whatever it is. You can talk all you want about Deshaun Watson, but my man's not going to walk out of Heinz Field on his own. The Steelers have pressured and hit the quarterback more than any team in the NFL by far so far. And 2 weeks in, the Texans absolutely. I mean, he's playing without a line. Like, he literally is taking the snap and running around for his life. TJ Watt and company are going to absolutely bury him on Sunday. I don't care how magical Deshaun Watson is. You got to take the Steelers just solely based on that pass rush against that offensive line. Take the Steelers. You could not be more wrong, Andrew.
I completely agree with Joey on this one, too. I think that Steelers defense is going to just create problems for Deshaun Watson.
Thank you, Jack.
Oh, they created big problems for Jeff Driscoll.
Nah, I mean, we were up. It was a double digits. The play calling was a problem there. You were up 17-3 at half. It should have been 21-3 at half. The game was already over. It's a make-up points at the end there. And I just think that Deshaun Watson's going to get absolutely buried.
All right, well, Jack, what's your first pick?
All right, I got Bears, just the Bears, over 22.5 points at the Falcons. Mitch is fucking back, baby. I don't know what it is. I'm a big Mitch guy. Have been, like, for a couple years now. We saw the past couple weeks, too. The Falcons' defense is just atrocious. They gave up 38, Seattle 40 to Dallas. I don't know. Matt Nagy last year was pretty at play calling. He wasn't doing the same things that he did when the Bears got that first-round bye a couple years ago, and he's kind of starting to get back to it this year, running the ball, letting Mitch get outside the pocket, make plays. I don't know who wins this one personally, but I know damn well that it's going to be a high-scoring game. I know Mitch is going to have a breakout game, I think, against that pretty awful Falcons secondary. I think 22.5 it's a good over-under, but I think the Bears score 24-28, something like that.
That's a very researched bet to put one of your bets for this as a team over. That's very interesting to go with that approach.
Yeah,
it's bold.
I liked it. I saw it and I liked it.
I'll give you the turnaround. It's like like the end of a snake draft. Give you the turnaround, Jack. Give us your second NFL pick.
All right. It's another team over-under. I got Jets under 16 points at the Colts. I mean, so Joey doesn't know this, but I grew up in the Bay Area. I'm a huge Niners fan. The Niners are missing so many dudes last week on that defense. Richard Sherman, D Ford, and then you saw Nick Bosa, Solomon Thomas go down. And the Jets only put up 13 points. I know Salah's a good defensive coordinator, but if you put up 13 points against half-second stringers, that's not a good sign. I don't blame Sam Darnold for that. I don't think he's that great, but Adam Gase is an awful coach. He's got no weapons around Darnold. Le'Veon's going to be out again. And then I think Indy's defense, honestly, is the real deal. DeForest Buckner's really solidified that line. The front seven is going to be pestering Darnold all day. I just don't see the Jets getting more than 2 touchdowns max against the Colts. I really, really believe in that Colts defense and do not believe in the Jets offense whatsoever.
Well, but Sam Darnold had that great throw when they were down 30 that everyone's flipping out about on Twitter.
That throw is dope. That's a good throw.
It was a good throw. Good throw.
Great throw. All right, my second pick, and I never, ever, 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 ever do this. I never pick the Browns because I'm a Browns fan, and whenever I pick them, I lose money, and I'm double pissed.
You picked them 2 weeks ago.
No, I did like the out-of-the-box money line. That was before we decided how we wanted that to be.
Okay.
I'm taking them -7 against the Washington football team. The Washington football team stinks, all right? I'm a huge Ohio State guy, love Dwayne Haskins, but people have been calling him Dwayne Trash Cans, all right? And that's what I think he's going to do is show up and play like trash. I'm worried Terry McLaurin could get loose. That's only going to get you 1 touchdown. They have no run game. They have no offense, all right? Myles Garrett gets to Haskins a bunch. Baker loves beating up on the bad teams, and he continues to do this. So my second pick is Browns -7. And I'm worried about doing this, but I've done this every week. Debit card, credit card, mortgage, deed to your home, whatever you got on the Browns this weekend. That's how high I am on the Browns over the Redskins. I think they win by a minimum of 10.
Really? When they couldn't even cover against the at home?
The drive didn't matter. You know, they were excited. They were celebrating.
Dude, Zoldan, I don't like your NFL picks this week, buddy.
Well, I also think you could make the argument that Burrow and the Bengals are better than the Washington football team. I think you could definitely make that argument because
probably
they beat the Eagles, but then they looked like Dwayne Trash Cans last week against the Cardinals. So We'll see. Probably going to lose my lock of the week for the first time this season, but hopefully not. Joey, we'll swing it over to you for NFL pick number 2.
Yeah, I'm staying in the AFC North. I'm staying away from Cleveland. I'm going with the Ravens -3.5 on Monday night. They even as good as as Kansas City has looked in week 1. They snuck one out against Los Angeles in week 2. I think the Ravens at home, even without fans, prime time. I think they're just going to really run away with it. No pun intended with Lamar Jackson. So I like the Ravens -3.5 on Monday night. Yeah.
We'll stick with that theme. Jack, why don't you give us your Monday night pick? Because I think it's a little different than that.
Yeah, it's a little different. It's also my underdog, the Hailmary. Every time if I see the Chiefs live bets, spread, whatever, if they have plus value, I'm taking it. I don't care what anyone said. I do think the Ravens are a problem matchup for the Chiefs for sure. But if I see plus 170, I'm taking plus 170 on the Chiefs. I'm not thinking too much about it. Yeah, I do think that the Ravens out of all teams in the NFL probably pose the biggest challenge to Kansas City. But if I see 170, I'm a juice whore. I'm going to take the juice and run with it like the whole time.
I appreciate it. I love the enthusiasm. I'm with you, Jack. Joey, I feel bad. Me and you are kind of against each other on all these.
All right. It's true Steelers-Browns. This is how it goes.
It is Steelers-Browns. Funny Steelers-Browns story for you. One time, my dad, my grandpa, my uncle went to a Browns-Steelers playoff game. It was snowing. It was December. They had a Browns license plate, and by the time they got back to their seats after the game, their windows were punched out in their van, and they drove home in a snowstorm with the open windows. So shout out to classy Steelers fans for punching out.
I want to be on the record as saying I've been to Pittsburgh multiple times with fans of different natures. Never seen anything like that. That doesn't speak for all Steelers fans. So don't let Andrew crowd your mind when he roots for a team that calls themselves a dog pound, and they bark at 12-year-old girls like my little sister and shit when they go there. So let's just get that on the record. Not all Steelers fans. It's a bad rep. There's a few bad apples in every batch, all right?
Fair enough. I just went to the grocery store the other day, and I was disappointed with the amount of apples I got that were bad, and that might be how the Browns are, because I've been to Browns games, and I am going to actually agree with what you're saying. There are some freaking people at those games. So I'm with you. I've not been to Pittsburgh for a game, but if I do, I probably would agree with both things that we've been saying.
Yes.
So Monday night, I got the Chiefs +3 also. I just think I don't want to bet against Mahomes, even though Lamar Jackson looks even better than he looked last year, which is crazy. I don't like betting against Mahomes because, we went to Mizzou. We always kind of default we're watching the Chiefs games. You know how you kind of just have a like for some teams and some players that you can't really explain why, but it just happens.
Ugh.
Sure, so you're a bandwagon Chiefs fan. It's okay.
I'm a little bit of a bandwagon Chiefs guy. I like seeing them.
Ew.
I've been to a bunch of
Jack, lost in the Super Bowl to them. Not
I know. I hate them more than any team besides the Seahawks. I can't fucking stand the Chiefs. I can't stand their fans. They're a bunch of cocky, arrogant assholes. I cannot stand. Oh my God! Don't get me started.
Yeah, I feel that. I actually went to the Chiefs-Ravens game 2 years ago. Might even be 2 years ago, when Mahomes escaped on that 4th and 17 and Tyreek Hill leaked out. That was one of the craziest sporting event moments I've been a part of. So that kind of boosts my Chief fandom, and I like the tomahawk chop, and I think we only got a couple weeks left of it maybe. So get it while it's hot.
Joe, do you remember that Pittsburgh Kansas City game where it was Pittsburgh, they kicked it's a playoff game. They kicked 6 field goals and won or something like that.
Oh yeah. It was. I think we won 18-12 or 18-15 or something like that.
Super weird. Yeah, I know. I was at that game. I was before I hated the Chiefs because they didn't beat the Niners yet, and it was 15 degrees outside. We're hanging out the whole damn game, and I'm at the end of it, I was I went to this whole game just to see this team lose because the other team kicked 6 fucking field goals. You got to be kidding me. That was the worst. I spent $200 on tickets, this whole thing. God damn it.
I know. That was an offense that had Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, and Just couldn't punch him in that day, man. It was tough.
Should have won by a lot more.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
I want to move on to our 3-team parlays. Joey, I have a request.
Okay.
And if you don't want to do this, you can tell me to go fuck myself in no way. I would love to hear your parlay coming from our good friend Colin Cowherd. Can we make that happen?
Well, if I can. So, you said 3-team. Does that mean it can't be an over and under?
No, it can be an over and under. Typically
that.
what we do is we just take 3 teams money line. Some are plus, some are minus. But you're the guest. You are the guest, and the customer is always right. You can take your pick for your 3-team parlay.
Is there anybody else I can do besides Cowherd? I did like 100 Cowherd videos yesterday for people subscribing to my YouTube channel, and I'm a little worn out on Cowherd.
Is there anyone you're working on that you want to debut or give a sneak peek?
Kevin Malone from The Office I'm actually working on.
Oh,
yeah.
Got to hear that. He's my favorite character.
Yeah, I don't know if it's to that point yet. I could do what about
Coach O would be great too if you just want to stick with the Old Faithful.
That's college football. We gotta
what about Mel Kiper or something, or Andrew Luck?
Can never go wrong with Mel Kiper or Andrew Luck. Dealer's choice.
Okay. Fine. Twist my arm. Okay. Here we go. Little Mel Kiper on the my parlay. Yeah, I think when you look at the Steelers, you like them this week. Deshaun Watson, not a lot of protection. That's going to be a problem for Houston going out to Pittsburgh. I like the Steelers minus 3.5. I also like the over in that game. You look at Deshaun Watson. You look at David Johnson for Houston coming over with Bill O'Brien. Bad trade. Don't have to talk about it. Ben Roethlisberger putting up points. I like the over in that game as well, over 45. And then finish it off, let's go out west. Andrew Zoldan making a lot of jokes about what the Steelers couldn't do against the Jeff Driscoll-led Broncos. I like Tom Brady, -6, the Buccaneers, -6 out there in the Mile High Stadium.
All right, thank you, Mel. Jack, over to you. Do you get sick of people doing stuff like I just did, or are you kind of just used to it now?
No, it comes with the territory. It's just like I said, it's like bad timing because I trying to grow my YouTube channel, and I was like, send me a screenshot that you subscribed, and I'll do a shout out or an impression personalized for you. And so yesterday, literally 8 hours of my day was just like, 200 plus either Colin Cowherd or Nick Saban or Jimmy Fallon or Andrew Luck videos, and it was just like, whew, okay, it was a little exhausting.
So you got to get live. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say I have an idea for you, Joey. Well, you mentioned Jimmy. Yeah. We'll discuss it offline because it's too good of an idea for our many viewers and listeners to hear. So remind me, I got to tell you. But Jack, what were you gonna say?
Yeah.
Oh, I was saying you got to somehow get Liv Cowherd to go on Instagram Live and do some shit with that Cowherd voice. Like that would be hysterical.
I'm trying my damnedest, dude, to every route that I can take. I'm trying to get connection with Colin to either have him on my show or just do something. I cannot reach him. It's very frustrating, but I'm going to keep at it. I'm hoping to break through.
That'd be electric.
What's up?
Does he follow you?
He does not follow me, but he likes and retweets a lot of my stuff. So and he's talked about it on the show. So I know it's a thing, but I think that he's too egotistical, low key. I think that he doesn't want to subject himself to. I don't know, but I can't get in touch with him. So it's frustrating.
He's above it or something like that.
Yeah, but he enjoys it and has admitted that and everything. But I just think that he's to take from part of my take, too big J Journo to stoop to some guy online who's joking about him. So
yeah.
Once you get that 500,000 follower mark, then maybe he'll come on. So
maybe, yeah, for
all
sure.
Right, yeah. Parlay, because we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
Jack.
All right.
Parlay.
I'll bring it back up. All right. I thought I'd go a little different. I'm going with the old underdog parlay. I love them. They're super fun. It's nice to bet like a little bit of money on it and see what happens.
Fun.
This one is plus 1575, so $10 to win $157. So I got Chiefs over the Ravens, Bears over the Falcons, Packers over the Saints. These are all things that I could very well see happening. The one that I'm a little sketched out about is Chiefs. I think the Bears beat the Falcons. I think the Falcons stink. The Saints take way too many penalties to beat good teams like the Packers. They had I think over 100 yards of penalties back-to-back games. That's not winning football. Chiefs Ravens, like I was saying, that's the one I'm a little bit worried about. But I think that'll be kind of fun. You get those first two games win, and you got a little something going Monday night, and just see what happens.
Love it.
I got a similar style as you. I'm going all in on the Browns this week. I got Browns money line. I'm with you with the Packers money line. All right. The Packers have been making me a lot of money so far this season, whether it's, prop bets with Aaron Jones or money line bets with the Packers week 1. They were one of my locks of the week early on in the season. And then I'm riding with you with the Chiefs money line. It's a plus 745 parlay. Chiefs and Packers, who you always hear on the winning side of games. And then Browns, even though the Browns are the most favorite of all of them, it's like that's the team that, of course, is going to scare you the most. Because Dwayne Trash can turn into a recycling bin and show up this week. Who knows?
I like that. Trash. You're really hard on your guy, man. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's your boy.
The nickname is too good. I really honestly think he's good and think he'll turn it around and finish the year pretty strong. It's just a very good nickname.
Love it.
All right. I'm going to go with my Hail Mary. It's really the only game that we haven't discussed yet. We got Raiders-Patriots this week.
Ooh.
Okay? You want to think that the Patriots can continue rolling. Even though they lost to the Seahawks, it was a good game where they looked good. They were 2 yards away from winning that game. But I think Gruden and the Raiders got something brewing this year. And I think the Raiders start 3-0. And I don't actually think this is the Hail Mary parlay of the week. But the Raiders win and beat the Patriots and start 3-0. Jack, over to you.
Dude, all I'm saying, that's like the typical – I grew up like right next to Oklahoma my life, knew a bunch of Raiders fans. This is the typical Raiders win a game they shouldn't, and then they get let down and get pummeled by like 30. So I do not like that pick whatsoever, if I'm being completely honest with you.
That's why it's the Hail Mary parlay. It's the Aaron Rodgers, we're playing the Cardinals, let's throw a Hail Mary twice.
All right. You do you. I'm not going to hit that at all. Not at all, but you do you. I guess so if I had to go with my underdog, though, of the week, so mine was the Chiefs, but I'm looking at the lines right now because I want to be a little different. The Eagles are reeling. They're playing Cincy. I believe in Joe Burrow. I think he's a very good quarterback. I like the plus 184 value. I literally just saw this, so I'm trying to reason it myself. But I'll just take that. I like that. I like Bengals on the road plus 184 against the Eagles. I think the Eagles are trash. That secondary is awful.
Burrow gets his first win?
Sure. Why not?
Hey, Jack. I love it, man. I'm right there with you because that's mine as well. Bengals
Let's go.
over the Eagles. Joey B going into the city of brotherly love and showing them how to get it done. Carson Wentz getting booed off the field again virtually. I like the Bengals,
awesome.
man. I like they've had a long week. They've had extra few days to rest, prepare. They're hot. Looking good against Cleveland, covering late. I like them, man. I like the Bengals this week.
Let's
get it.
Does Burrow throw over 60 passes again?
Man, I don't know how long he can keep doing that with that line. I hope not for his sake. Good Lord. But, hey, if that's what it takes to win the Hail Mary pick, then let's do it.
Well, we kind of covered every game this week, it feels like. But if we didn't cover a game that you're interested in, you can tweet at us. More likely that Jack or I respond because we don't have quite as many followers as Joey. But if you're curious about a pick
I'll respond.
On another game, we'll respond. Zedia Network's football gambling show. Take our picks. We'll make you rich. We got picks, advice, and everything nice. Joey, Jack, any last words?
Jack, go ahead.
All I got is, let's hope the Niners don't get a bunch of other injuries on MetLife Field this week because that would be very sad.
All I got to say is here we go, Steelers. Don't listen to Andrew. He's a Steelers hater because he's a Browns fan. Steelers are going to sack Deshaun Watson 9 times this week. He's going to go out of there in a body bag. Steelers by 6+.
Fade Zoldan.
You heard it here first. We'll see you guys next week.